how many of you are really passionate about teaching? Can you please raise your hands? How many of you are very passionate about teaching? So no one is passionate about the teaching. Very strange. And first of all, I would like to confirm whether all the participants are all here or not. Kabita Sahu, am I audible to all of you? Very good. So,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So those who
Yes.
are passionate about the teaching, we have
Yes.
to. So as per, and also we came to know that the conceptual schools are all introduced, right? So for the students and everything, schools were opened since 6 years. So there is a boom for the conceptual schools. So which means, so for the next 5 years, we are going to be face the students from the beginning onwards, those who have learned in this conceptual schools. So as per the changing mindsets of the students, we need to change the teaching patterns in our styles. So as we are all, I know that when every teacher is passionate about the teaching, that's why they are all in this field. So those who are especially passionate about the teaching, if we have to reach the student, if we can reach the student, then only we can say that our teaching is success, our teaching aim is successed. So to success that aim, we need to do some homework, or we need to change the patterns of the teaching. So that's a very, very important one. So that related elements that I'm going to be discussing with you in this particular platform. So here my presentation is simply two concepts. Here the presentation is aiming at two concepts, that is course planning and conceptual maps. So by using the conceptual maps, how we are going to be planning the course. And what are the corresponding open source tools are all available for the conceptual maps as well as for the course planning. So that is the first thing that we are going to be discussing. Then once if we have planned the course, what is the next thing? Whether we have to check whether we have attained that level of the concept or not. So is our work which we have done is reached or not, we have to measure. That measurement is called as the assessment. That measurement is called as the assessment. So that assessment, how to do the assessment, what is the alignment of the assessments of learning objectives. These are all the concepts that we are going to be discussing in this. I hope all of you are with me, and they are all of you are able to listen. My voice is very audible and clear to all of you. If you have any doubts at any point of time, you can speak with me, and I have given you a chance of unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and you can speak, and as well as you can chat with me also. So am I clear with everyone?
Ma'am, your voice is little bit shaky. Sound.
Now is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Now it's okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Kavita. So let's move on to the next concept, that is conceptual maps. So what is in your mind? What should it be a conceptual map? So what do you think of yours, what it is going to be? Have you told any, have you ever told any stories? Yeah, ma'am?
It is a visual representation.
Yeah, very good, very nice, visual representation. So how many of you have played the stories with visual representations when you are childhood? Have you
Ma'am,
ever
yes, in,
played? I have played. See,
yeah,
when you were
yeah,
studying, when you were a kid, you have played some, that you have told some stories by using the diagrams, right? Suppose there is a house.
yeah,
In
yeah.
that house,
Many
one
times we have
devil
played.
was
Yes,
there.
sir.
Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Yes, ma'am.
played,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So that's way
Yeah.
we have remembered that stories, right? So could
Yes.
you
It
please
is long
apply the
lasting
same
also.
strategy if we apply? Yeah, yeah. If we apply the same strategies to our subject also, the students will never and ever forget the subject, and there is a chance of doing miracles in applying the same concepts to our subject. So that's a very interesting things that I've collected. While collecting this information also, that I've enjoyed a lot. So what are the tools are all there, how to explain them, everything, that's what we are going to be discussing under this conceptual maps. So as an introduction, so every one of us, we might have the doubt that what is a conceptual map means. It's a way of representing or organizing the knowledge or the information which we are going to be conveying to the students. So however, a
Yes,
concept
ma'am.
map goes beyond the typical outline. In that concept map shows, we will show the relationship between the one concept and another concept in the bidirectional wise, how it is bonded to that particular concept, and the relationship existing between the one concept to another concept. So overall, the picture of the content we are delivering to the students in the graphical or in a pictorial representation, or especially as you said, it's a visualization form, that is called as the conceptual maps. So it includes both notes as well as the links. So notes means it's an often called as the circles representing various concepts, like circles by the star mark. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
sharing this. I'm sharing the slides. Are you able to listen, visible to them or not? Is my slide is visible to
Ma'am,
you?
ma'am, not
Ma'am,
visible.
Lakshmi ma'am,
Yeah,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
audible, but slides are not visible.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I thought that it is visible. Now, can you please check? Can you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
check?
Now it's visible, ma'am. Now it's
Yeah,
visible.
ma'am. From starting onwards, I'm using the PPT, so I thought that it is visible.
You try to start once again, ma'am, from the
Sure,
start.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you. So this is the concepts that we are going to be discussing, that is course planning and corresponding open source tools. So these are the main two concepts we are going to be discussing. What is the conceptual maps? By using these conceptual maps, how we are going to be doing the course planning. And some open source tools are also there. So that open source tools are also will discuss in this session. Along with this, after this course planning, so how much we have attained that particular concept is going to be measuring through the assessment. So for doing this assessment, what is the meaning of an alignment? How can we align this one for the learning objectives we are going to be discussing? So these are the two concepts that we are going to be discussing in this session. The conceptual maps. So that already that I've told you that suppose there is a house, if you want to tell a story. So when our childhood, we used to draw that diagrams, right? So there is a house. That house behind that one is there, and the birds were flying like this. A tree was there. So we were used to tell the stories by using this pictorial representation. A man came to that place and a tiger has came. So like this, we use the pictorial representations for the delivering of our story. The same concepts we are applying to the subject matters, so that the students will gain a maximum capturing capacity to learn to learn very happily and enjoying the subject. Once if the person is enjoying the subject, then automatically he will remember all the concepts we are teaching. So that is why, so the conceptual map is a way of representing or organizing the knowledge or the concepts which we are going to be teaching to the students. So all concepts are all has to gather together, and we have to denote with a brief definition. Here, while explaining that concept, we have to provide it in a with a concept bidirectional way, or by using some graphical representations, by pictorial representations, by using the notes, links, etc. We will use all the types of pictorials and the some of the notes and the links to explain the concepts we are going to be teaching to the students. So that's why conceptual map is a combination of the notes and links. So whether it is bidirectional, single directional. So notes nothing but the circles as well as the star marks, or some other like cloud related pictorials, everything. So these are all the things. So for example, here I would like to tell you that there is a planet system is there. Sun, there. So how they are all related to, is a bidirectional relation or the single directional relationship is there between them. So that if we are able to explain to them, then definitely the students will gain more capturings. So here most of my presentation is also that I've used this concept only, conceptual maps I used this concept only to teach you. So this one, so once if we see what we are able to see, that one.
Yes.
Here it is that I'm going to be telling the concept map for a variety of topics, that is plants, football, and cylindrical fairy tiles. Here, once if we see this one, so for all these plants, roots, leaves, sunlight, what is required? Water. So water is needed for the, so first if it is a plant, if a tree is there, from the roots it will absorb the water. And then plants and flowers, all are depends on that one. And from this one we can teach the colors to the students. And plants are also need sunlight. It has what? It has leaves. So instead of telling them as a roots, plants from the roots find the water, and it has the plants, it has the flowers, it needs the sunlight, it has the leaves, and the leaves are in green color, and the sunlight is in yellow color, or the flowers can also be in yellow color, like this. Instead of telling them like points, if we are all able to explain them in this conceptual wise, can't they remember easily or not? Do you agree this one?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Same thing we have to apply for our subject. For example, so let me, I'm from, all of you are from CSE background or any other streams?
Management.
Management, yeah, ma'am. I'm also from management stream. So suppose economics, I want to tell you. Economics, I want to tell you. So first of all, I will tell them what is the applicability of the economy. It means in their day-to-day life, where they will apply these economy concepts. Where they will apply this economy concepts. Suppose if a person wants to get the loan from the bank, then obviously he has to think about interest rate rise. So when the interest rates will be reduces and when will the interest rates will be increases, that information is there, then easily they can go for the interest rate exchanges. And again, we know that one as a management faculty, how these interest rates exchange fluctuations will depends on the economy. Economy is going to be based on the economy, the interest rates are all interchanges. Either if our economy is in good position, obviously interest rates will be reduces. And if the economy is in the declining position, then obviously the interest rates will be increases. So if I tell them like a point wise, nobody will listen. But if I tell them like, so there is a loan, suppose a loan symbol that I have produced here, and the interest rates, some graphical, some diagrams that I have explained to them, the situational based diagrams, if I have explained to them, then it easily they can capture the subject which we are telling to them. And moreover, if we want to prepare the course objectives, so course planning is depends on the course objectives as well as the course outcomes. These are all the very, very important for the preparation of the course planning. Even if you want to prepare a course outcomes, if you don't have the knowledge on the concepts which are there in that particular concept, we can't prepare the course outcomes, right? So that's why we have to first of all should highlight what is the concepts that we are going to be teaching to them. So in that concept, are we teaching the techniques to them? Are we teaching the methodologies to them? Are we teaching the elements to them? Or what are the applicabilities are we teaching? What are the uses? If we have prepared a conceptual maps neatly for this one. So for example, in the second same economy only, applicabilities, usages, methods, techniques, measures. So like this, if you have prepared a conceptual maps, and what are how many types of methods are all there, how many techniques are all there, how we will measure, where is the applicability, where is the usage. So like this, if we have prepared in a graphical represent or in a one summation manner, then it is easy for us to prepare the course outcomes and course objectives are also. So simply suppose 5 elements are all there for the course. For this one, each and every main concept we can prepare course objectives. And for the sub-concepts, again, we can prepare course outcomes. So that is the use of this conceptual map. So that is the use of this one. Then first, I would like to tell you what are the steps in making this concept map. So before going to prepare the conceptual map, what are the steps we have to follow for this one? First and foremost thing is write down the major terms or the concepts about a topic. That is the very, very important one. Write down the major terms or concepts about a topic. So let us say it is a financial management. So what does we teach generally in any subject, what we teach? Objectives of that particular concept, right? Nature and scope of that particular concept, characteristics of that concept, characteristics, objectives, nature, methods. So these concepts we have to write down separately or neatly what we are going to be teaching for them in a concept. That's the first and foremost element. Then the second thing is identify the most general, intermediate and specific concepts. Again, in that one, so objectives means generally the financial manager will have the objectives of the profit maximization and wealth maximization. Here I am including 2 more words to this objectives. So what is the objectives again? What kind of objectives he has? So what is his nature? What is the scope, up to what extent they can go, and what should be the limitations? Again, some limitation, scopes, nature. So the specific things again we have to add. So first we have write down the major terms, and then we have to go for the specific concepts of that particular element. Then after that, we have to start drawing the conceptual map. So first we have identified the major concepts and sub-concepts, and now we have to begin drawing of the conceptual map. So here we can use either circles, we can use the circles or place the most general concepts at the top one. Generally what we will do, so major concepts, let us say financial management is the major concept, and this is related to objectives, nature, scope, limitations. So this is the major concepts we will make. And again subnodes, objectives, profit maximization and wealth maximization. So like this subnodes we have to denote in a general concepts manner, and we have to place intermediate concepts between the general concepts to this one. And is there any relationship is there? Suppose profit maximization is related to another applicability of the financial management sub-concepts, so that we have to denote. And then we have to draw the lines between the related concepts with the label the lines, and we can label them. In the previously we have seen uses in color. So like this on the lines are also we can draw. And finally we need to revise the map once we have prepared such kind of this one for all the concepts. So see here, sunlight. Once if you observe for this lines I have given some ones. Flowers can be in yellow color, sunlight is in yellow color, leaves are also in green color. Like this we can give a names for the lines also. That is these are all the steps. So very simple. We have to identify the main concepts, then sub concepts, then drawing the diagrams. Generally at the top level the main concepts, and like a tree we have to present the concepts which we are going to be explaining to the students. And these are all the, have you observed this PPTs? Almost of this one. And first of all, tell me how many of you are connected to this matter instead of these diagrams? Have you observed first of all the diagrams or the matter?
Figures, pictures, whatever is there. That is what attracts us.
Yes. Yes, right. So you have attracted towards these pictures. So same thing, this, like we, how we are feeling, and the students will feel more attracted towards such kind of pictures. That's the thing that I would like to convey you, right? So once if it uses everything that we are, yes ma'am? Somebody is speaking, may I know? Do you want to say something, ma'am? Anuradha madam.
No, not myself.
Yeah,
Not myself,
okay,
madam. Please continue. Somebody else.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Somebody else. Okay, ma'am. Then it helps the children organize the new information, especially if we are able to provide them in a conceptual map wise. It will definitely help them to learn the new information, and it also helps the students to make meaningful connection between the main idea and other information. So overall, as a tree wise, we are going to producing the information to them, so that they will have the idea, okay, what is the concept, what is the relationship between the objectives to the nature to the scope, no scope to the what is the limitations, everything. There will be an interconnection between one concept and another concept. So one by one, if we tell, some connectivity, there is a chance to lose the connectivity. But if we tell, I mean, at a time with a graphical, with a pictorial representation, it will capture the knowledge levels of the students, and they are easy to construct and can be used within any content area. So this kind of this one applicability is applicable for all kind of the areas. So that's why conceptual map is most suitable for all the course plannings. See here that I have elaborated while applicability, some of the conceptual maps I have collected to tell you this one. Suppose the planet. So actually, all dependent planets are all there: Venus, Mercury, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth, etc. So from the Earth, we will have on the Earth we have oxygen, and we have the liquid water. So Venus is covered with thick clouds, and that too it is in red color, and moves faster than any planet is called as Mercury. So like this, if we have explained to the students, so definitely they will learn. See, simple examples that I am telling you, but it for all the subjects, subject to subject, it will be varies. But it is our creativity, how well we are preparing this particular conceptual maps to our subject is very, very important one. Again, that's why in the beginning that I have asked you, how many of you are passionate about the teaching? Those who are passionate about the teaching, they only know, they will we will inculcate some interest in knowing the concepts, and how to present them to the students in an easy manner can be known by the passionate students around, passionate teachers only. So that's a very importance of these conceptual maps. See, another thing that I have produced you regarding the health system and health mechanism, how well it is mental health as well as the physical health. So with the graphical representation, need, sleep, whatever the concept, entire concepts we can tell. Some of the examples, some exercises, again for the eye protections, and some of the outdoor games we can conduct, and how can we communicate with the people, our courage levels, everything. So we can produce in this particular one graph entire health mechanism and how to take care. And I'm not saying that the entire course should be in this map. In this course we may have 10 to 15 concepts, I think not more than 10 concepts. Each unit wise only will prepare, right? So 5 concepts are all there. 5 conceptual maps we can prepare. I am not saying that the entire course should be in one conceptual map. If it is that, then later on it is better. But for at least if we are able to develop 5 to 6 conceptual map for one course, it will definitely improve the knowledge levels of the students and ours too. Sometimes we'll miss some of the concepts, right? So that definitely will learn from this conceptual maps. Here, so that whatever the idea I like to explaining with you, that I have drawn this particular conceptual maps for you. So what is the conceptual map means? In a conclusion point, I would like to tell you that the conceptual map is a map for mind elements which you are going to be produced, or the cluster maps for the concepts, or the spider diagrams of the information. So whatever the information that you would like to tell you, so for that one, if you write in a spider diagram or the cluster maps or the mind maps of the concepts, then how to produce that, how to prepare that conceptual map means based on the ideas which you generate and the sub concepts which you have, again the subdivisional concepts which are related to that particular areas. Okay, then who will be the users for this conceptual maps? Generally, as a professionals, they can use to explain that particular concept, or the personally also, suppose if you want to do some work, you can prepare the conceptual map. Suppose today, what should I want to do? And where I get that, where should I go? How can I go? What is the use of this one? After going there, what can I do? So like this, personally also it will help. And even academicians, I need not to stress again how much it is important for the academicians to inculcate the subject or interest of on subject to the student. That's one. So that is the uses for the professionals, personals, and academicians. So have you observed that one? The main concept that I have differentiated with the colors. Conceptual maps is in one color, main concepts is in one color, and the sub concepts is in one color. Again, sub concepts are all in another color. So users then. So professionals, How can they use them for the explaining of the concept and organizing the elements and brainstorming for the any new concepts generation? The professionals are all using this particular conceptual maps. And how the academicians are all using? For the organizing the concepts and for the explaining those concepts and for the brainstorming. Again, interrelated. So these are all called as the links that I have told you, right? So conceptual maps is the combination of notes and the links. So entire my presentation is a conceptual map presentation used with the conceptual map. Entire conceptual map, I have used the conceptual maps ideas. So that is the use of this conceptual map. See here, how it is going to be working, how it is going to be capturing the students' information or the students' attention is, we are going to be discussing with the need of the conceptual map. So generally, so memory is of two kinds, short-term memory as well as the long-term memory. How many of you know what are the activities we have done from childhood? Almost all we have some memories, but day-to-day wise, exactly 1 year, 6 months back, what you have done means, will you tell?
If it is connected with some incident of importance, maybe we will be able to recollect.
Maybe we are able to recollect, but day-to-day wise, time to time, do we recollect?
No.
No. So which means if even the students are also is there, if they have learned that information or whatever they have heard, if the short run period is there, especially for the minutes, we will teach for the minutes. Suppose the objectives are all there about any concepts, we will teach for few minutes or only we will teach, but definitely they will forget after getting out from this class. Then how can they remember that information? If they have worked on that one for hours together, then they can remember that one. Then after this one, short-term memory is up to there only. Then if they have worked for the months or years, then only it will goes to this long-term memory of the students. That is the general concepts that are from the neuro people, which they are all telling. But simply what I say is, if we have prepared the conceptual maps to the students, the diagram representations will directly store in the long-term memory of the students. Directly, they will store in the long-term memory of the students. See, so we may not have understood, but I remember that one of my faculty has told one simple example for the fixed cost. Do you know what is fixed cost?
Yes.
Fixed cost. My faculty has told that suppose in your house you are paying the rent. If your tenants will come, your relatives has come, your rent won't changes, because it is not changing as per the outcome, it is changing as per the time period. So he has told that is a fixed cost. See how simply I'm remembering that one. That applicability he has told. And also he said that when suppose if the relatives comes, instead of using 1 cup of rice, you will use 2 cups of rice, right? So based on the output, it is changing. So it is a variable cost. So how simply he has explained with a neat applicability. Yeah, ma'am, that's what, that is called as the teaching techniques to the students. So if we are very passionate about my concept, then I can prepare the concepts and I can inculcate, I can indulge that information to the students. That is the important of that one. So see how much of work he has to do. Minutes we will tell to them, hours he has to study, and months he has to remember and he has to recollect. Then that information will be posted to brain. Instead of that one, simply within a minute, we explain them by using the conceptual maps. Directly it will be there with the students in a one. And personally, what my opinion, you know, if I am that much of strain I'm taking to prepare this conceptual map means I have gained more knowledge. At the same information with the same passionate, if I teach to the students, definitely they can learn and they can create some passionate in the subject. So whether they remember me or not, I don't want that one. Whether they have learned or not, whether they have applied that one or not, it is very important for me. That is my motto. I always work since 15 years. I'm working with the same motto, how to inculcate the passionate about my subject. Suppose, definitely, firstly, if I go to the class, to this any classroom, I won't tell them what I'm going to be teach. I'll just capture the students, what they are doing. So what is their attention levels? So mixed students only we will get, right? So even the students who are at the last bench has to turn to our subject. Then definitely we have to show them something new, some innovative things. And later on, we are going to be getting the students, those who are studied in the conceptual schools, because from beginning onwards, they have studied these concepts. So if we have prepared them like this, then definitely they will feel comfortable like this one. So that is the need of this particular one. So see, in the exam, in this always in the classrooms also, we will stress on the concepts. So this is very important one. This will come, and you have to study on this one. Why should we have to tell what is important one, what is to the examinations point of view? Why don't we tell in the concepts whether he has learned? He can fail for 10 times. Doesn't bother about that one. But if he has learned the subject, even for the 11th time, if he has passed, he can remember that subject. That's a motto of my teaching levels. So do you understand this one? Need of this
Yes,
conceptual
yes.
maps. So how to develop this conceptual map? So before going to develop the conceptual maps, we need to do some brainstorm. And then we have to organize and we have to explain. So that is the 3 main elements for the conceptual map. So in this brainstorming, we have to generate the ideas on a paper. So first we have to generate what we are going to be conveyed to them. And then we have to plan, or by using the website, or also we can plan, or we can plan that one. For any concept, planning is a very beginning element. And while organizing the ideas on a paper, and as well as we have to plan them and create a study guide for a class. So we need to prepare a study guide for the class, and we have to explain them in a communicating way and showing the hierarchy of an organization, complex ideas with the others, everything. And if at all something is there, we can write in the question. So if you want to tell anything again required for this conceptual map, you can tell me, then I'll write in the question mark. You might have the doubt that what my guess is correct. All of you are focusing on the question mark, what she is going to be telling the question mark. Am I correct or not?
Naturally.
Naturally.
Because it is not open, so it made us a little more curious.
Yeah, some curiosity. So that's what. So that curiosity we have to create for the students. That's my idea. Nothing is there in this one. It's an open source. Whatever you want to add, you can add. Right? So that is the one. So that is the overview of some of the resources for the conceptual map. Suppose I may tell you what is conceptual maps and everything, because in the limited time period that I will have discussing with you, what is that one only. But if you want to know full information about this conceptual maps, so these are all the main researches that I have found. And anyhow, this PPT will be shared with you. Then you can learn from that one. And the web resources. From the web resources, the free tools I have found, and some of the paid tools I have found, and the information also is there from these websites. So somehow I will tell you what is this Coggle.it, Bubble.it, which I have used for this preparation of this kind of conceptual map preparation. I have used some of them. That let us have the discussion. So what is a Coggle.it? So generally, for the Coggle.it, C-O-G-G-L-E, Coggle.it, if you go there, anyhow, I have signed in just to check that one. So if you go for the first time, then it will ask you sign in with Gmail, or same as you know how to sign in. You can create your own mail ID and password. Then you will get a window like this. So these are all the diagrams. First, I have checked here, and if you want to create a new one, you can go over this one. Like this will get. So that I have told you main concepts. And if you want to add here, we can add the plus symbol. Again, we can add the plus symbol here. So like this, we can add and we can prepare the conceptual map. These are the open source tools that are available for all of you. So the Coggle.it, once if you have login, you will get
the paid one, right?
No, this is a free one.
It's the free one.
This is a free. So mostly free one only that I'm telling to you. Because we will prefer that one only, right?
Yeah.
So that's what. Yeah, ma'am. The 3 months only. Here, so you can add any number of concepts. Have you observed that one second paragraph, second thing that I have discussed with you, the health system? Health system, this kind of the diagrams only that I have kept it over there. Eye symbol, as well football symbols that I have used over there. Suppose this is the mechanisms we can use. So here, we can add any link, we can add the images. Suppose if at all any clip art is there from that one, we can add that images. And from here, icons we can add. And the word we can write. That is the word. So by using this one, and one more is also is there, that is bubble.us. Is it visible?
No, not it.
Not visible?
Yes.
Is my screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay. So bubble.us. This is also one of the websites which is providing free mind maps. Free mind maps. And
See,
one
we
more
use
thing
the term mind
Iowa.
mapping instead of conceptual mapping. That is,
yeah.
in management, we use the term mind mapping, and that is what we use in our classrooms also. And nowadays, using this ICT, we can use it in the net itself. Usually in the earlier days, we usually have a chart kind of thing, or in the blackboard itself, we will be creating the mind mapping.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. But using the websites, some of the websites, how to prepare them
Now
is
it is
very
easier.
nowadays. Yeah, ma'am. And not only you need not to go that one. Ioya.com is there again. That is also is there. Ioya.com. That will also very nice. App Ioya.com. It's a mobile app also. Internet is very slow. Later on also you all can find that one. That will be very useful for us. Ioya. They are providing some templates also.
Yeah.
So once if you're same, here is also a free template for you, free open tool for you. So here create whiteboard. So here we can use these templates. So are you able to see them?
Yes. We can see.
Yes, this kind of the ones we can use. As you said that one, ma'am, create mind maps. So these are all the mind maps. By using these templates, we can prepare. So this is called as IOA app. This is also a free tool for all of us. So now the PPT is visible?
No, not it.
Okay. Yeah, ma'am, now can you please check?
Yes, I think it is started. Yeah, it's back.
Yeah, ma'am. Thanks. Ma'am. So these are all some of the tools. So mostly Coggle.it, Bubble.us, IOA app. These are all the free apps only. And this mindgenius.com, we can go for the free trial for 30 days. StudyGS.net also we can go for the free trial up to 60 days. So inspiration.visual learning concepts are also, some are free, some are paid. So these are all the information, the tools and the information where I have collected regarding this conceptual map. So I hope all of you have enjoyed this one.
Yes.
Then that's about the conceptual map. From that one, once if we have the idea on the concepts, then we can focus on the course planning. What's a course plan? A course plan may be defined as a complete series of studies leading to a graduation or a degree. It also means a separate combination of the concept that we are going to be discussing about a particular subject, or the relevant subject matters are organized by using some headings. Suppose if we want to tell a concept, definitely we will put a heading with neat underline. So we'll underline it as 2 times, and sometimes we'll draw some rangoli also on that one. This is the one that I'm going to definitely I will draw a rangoli on this headings while putting, especially while explaining to them. So because whether I tell the subject or not, whether I don't know, but I will tell them that objective. Suppose if I'm writing neatly, this is the with the bold underlines that I would like to tell them. That if we put them in a graphical representation, in a heading manner, on in an element manner, then that will be called as the course planning. Okay, so these are the principles. Before going to prepare this course planning, what we need to remember, some of the elements is, first of all, that objective statements what we are writing should be in behavioral terms. One formula is there. Suppose what is the concept and what is its result should be. Behavior result should be on that particular student. That is he has to remember that particular concept, or is he going to apply that particular concept, or is he going to be create that one? So what it is should be is very, very important one while preparing this course planning. So that is objective statement in a behavioral terms. And we have to prepare them in a established sequential manner. So first, what is the concept? What is the link to the another concept? And next to that one. So like this, a sequential manner, we need to prepare them. And cognitive organizing of this particular sequence is very, very important for us. Suppose, do we teach the methods without telling the techniques? No. First, we need to teach them what are the techniques. Then we have to teach them what are the methods. That is the content organization. That is called as content organization. Somebody has prepared syllabus, madam, I don't know. They have prepared in a drastical manner. Who is telling the subject? We are telling the subject. So whatever the concept they have prepared, nothing about that one. Whether we are arranging them in an organized manner is it's our responsibility. So because in an organized manner, if we have teach to them, then definitely they will gain the knowledge on that particular concept. Somehow, sometimes we need to teach them out of the syllabus also. Nothing wrong in that one, because due to restrict that syllabus, they might have forgot some of the concepts. What is the wrong in including that concepts which is out of the syllabus? So is there any question from the students? Do they ask, why are you teaching without the concepts? Because they have to learn the concept. So that is the one. And concepts according to the level of the students is a very important one. Up to what level we are teaching to them. And logical designing in organizing the units also should follow the problem solving, etc. We need to take care, and we have to promote cumulative learning. So from one thing to another thing, for example, all of you have taught the BEFA subject. Some of you are from management background. You said that one, business economics and financial accounting. So from one unit to another unit, I will tell them, suppose if you become an engineer, or if you want, either you become an employee or an employer. For the employee, how it is useful. For an employer, how it is useful. That is the basic concepts. From that one, first he has identified the demand for the product. Then what he has to do? He has to produce the product. What is the production function and elements? Blah, 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 blah. And once the product is produced, what is there? He has to fix a price for that one. That is depends on the expenditure which he has incurred, which is under the concept of cost. So that cost, that is the concept element that I will explain. Okay, once you have prepared the product, what you need to do? You have to sell it in the market. Then, if you go to the market, you should know what is the market, how many kinds of the markets are all there. Then you have successfully selling. You need to start an enterprise. What kind of enterprises you have to do? Okay, you are doing very well. You need some finance. Where you will get capital, financial, where to get the capital. Then after getting the capital, you have to record them in a proper manner. That is called as an accounting. So if we have told them in a promote cumulative learning manner from beginning to that one, what is the link to this one, next what it is going to be and how it is going to be applying. In this way, if we teach them, definitely there is a chance to learn the subject. That's my motto. And integration of that particular information, generally, always we need to, it is better to avoid the repetitions in the classrooms. Yes, do you understand? Do you understand? Suppose keep on, do you understand if we are all telling some, for every faculty, there is a mannerism is there generally. The students will definitely, even we also commented our faculty members. So their mannerisms and everything. So it is better to avoid those repetitions and mannerisms. And the course should provide variety in modes of learning. Even what my opinion is, while preparing the course outcomes and the course objectives, it is better to avoid the repetitions also. So repeatedly, why we have to prepare again from one concept to another concept? Why can't we prepare one particular elaborated sequence, a sentence for one concept? So instead of preparing that same concept for that one. See, where the problem occurs is, whenever we are all assessment, I think you know that one or not, you have given a question on one particular concept, you have prepared 2 course outcomes for that one. How can you map one course to another course? So whether it is goes to the CO1 or CO to course outcome 1 or course outcome 2, we have to, where we will map. But if you have prepared one elaborated sentence for one concept, then it is easy for you. Whatever the question that you have given on the concept, you can map to that course outcome. Is it easy for us or not? Easy to map that particular course outcome. N number of questions they have given. So this particular course outcome has attained. Course outcome has attained, then program outcome has attained. So that is the technique in this preparation of the course outcomes. If we avoid the repetitions, then definitely we can write a better course outcomes. That is the one. The next thing is course planning purpose. So while from the beginning onwards, we are all discussing that what is the purpose of this one means. So as a teacher, we will work on before the class. This not before the class, during the class, as well as after the class. We have to work. Then only we can teach to them in a very well manner. If we have to take care in all the segments, we require the course planning. What we need to before and what we need to do at that time of the classroom and after the classroom, we have to teach them means teaching plan helps us a lot. That is, what are the units we are discussing, what's the work we are telling to them, and lesson for each course, linkages, previous learning, etc. Everything we have to tell them in a effective manner. That is only because of the course plan only we can teach them in an effective manner. That's the purpose of this teaching plan or the course plan. So you might have, I know that one, everyone is keen observable at this particular levels. Anyhow, tomorrow's session is about only on these Bloom's taxonomy only. On this Bloom's taxonomy only. So while preparing the course plan or the course outcomes itself, if we are able to concentrate on these elements, Bloom's taxonomy basis, that is while preparing the objective specification level, course learning outcomes, curriculums, placements in the curriculum and resource materials required, unit plans, evaluation measures and the bibliographies, everything, we need to keep this Bloom's taxonomy in the mind while preparing this course outcomes. That is the one. So finally, that I'm going to be discussing you the course planning procedures. That is, first we need to write the course overview. What is the concept and what we are going to be tell them in a neat one paragraph, not more than 5 sentences. We have to prepare a course overview, followed by course objectives, along with this course outcomes and identification of the program outcomes for that one, and mapping of each course outcomes with the program outcomes, and then what kind of the assessment methodology we are going to be used for them, and what is the course plan for that one. That I'll show you sample course plan that I have prepared. I'll show you the sample course plan that I have prepared for you. Now is it visible? Or shall I have to? Now is my screen is visible? Anuradha ma'am, can you unmute yourself?
Your
Your voice
screen
is
is
not
visible, but course plan is not it.
Yeah, ma'am. Course descriptor that I've prepared this one.
No, it is not it. I think you have to
Course
share it.
overview.
No.
Okay.
You have to share it. Maybe
Yeah.
if you share it, share the entire screen, maybe whenever you're switching between one to another. Yes, I think it is going to. Yes, it has come.
Yes. This is the course plan which I have prepared for the subject that I've dealing with the management. I'm the head of the department for Master of Business Administration. So for this one, banking, insurance and the risk management that I've prepared this course overview. So the course defines the concepts of banks and what it explains about the banking concepts and what are the sub concepts included. Everything that I've provided in a course overview. Later on, the prerequisites. So if he has to learn this particular subject, which subject knowledge will useful for him? In the second semester, like the financial management subject is useful for them, prerequisites. See, don't tell that I'm telling the management, you can apply to your own field. Don't think that it is for applicable to management only, for all the fields it is useful. And then the marks distribution for this particular course. And CE means external examination, CIE means internal examinations. So both the combination of internal and external, how many marks you can obtain. And what's my course instructional methodology? I'll use chalk and talk. And if we include any quizzes, we can have a tick on this one. Or if I would like to introduce assignments, or through the MOOCs, if I want to deliver my plan. So PPT presentations or LCD presentations, or through the seminars, or through the mini project, or the videos, or the open-ended experiments, if I would give, if possibility is there, through that one also we can explain them the concept. And the rest all are all the evaluation methodologies. So here, while evaluating this one, Bloom's taxonomy levels for this particular subject, what it is going to be. So he has to remember 10% of these concepts, and he has to understand 30% of this concept that I've learned. See, for all the subjects, it will be varies. As a Bloom's taxonomy levels are all there. So it will be vary. Suppose that subject is having more scope for the applicability, the creative levels percentage maybe increases. The evaluation might be reduces. So how it is going to be these levels, Bloom's taxonomy attaining levels, and internal marks. How again internal in our curriculum we will give 25 marks for the internal examination and 5 marks for the assignment. Combinedly it will be called as 30 marks as an internal. Then the curriculum based that one you can explain them. And course objectives that I have prepared. For each unit, I have prepared one course objectives by including in a simple sentence manner. That is, understand about the banking business in the country for the purpose of knowing the deposits of banks in the new dimension. So once if you have observed here I have mentioned what is the purpose. That is behavioral identification. What for he is going to be learning that particular unit. To know the deposits of banks in new dimensions, he has to study that particular unit. Banking, what he will study? Banking business in the country. So that is the theory. Now, most of you while telling that theory, you might have not observed that one. But here this is an applicability. Now you can better understand that one. Behavioral patterns. Am I correct? For the purpose of analyzing banking sector reforms and regulations, then for the purpose of, you can use this synonym words and everything, but what for? Knowing and minimizing deficiencies in Indian banking system. Why he has to learn that particular concept. And next, evaluate the business and economics of the insurance. For what? Changing mindsets of implementing latest trends in insurance businesses. So like this, that I've prepared my course objectives in a manner. From this one, course outcomes we can prepare. First, for each course objective, I have prepared 2 course outcomes. I have divided the concepts like sub-concepts. First, I have prepared for main concepts. Now I have divided into sub-concepts. So Indian banking system, again, I have divided its origin and structure as well as the various services providing the banks in the new dimensions. Again, it has combined to course objective 1. And the legal aspects for purposes, functions, and NPS is related to course objective 2. So like this, elaboratedly that I have prepared the course outcomes. This is the Bloom's taxonomy competency level graph that it is going to be showing as per this one. This article maybe these levels will be differ from one subject to another subject. And these are the program outcomes which I felt to be mapped for my subject. Especially for all the programs, there will be a predefined program outcomes will be there for all the subjects. So for the management, for the BTech, BTech program. So for all of them, some predefined program outcomes will be there, which is decided by the peers of your organization, and what kind of the program outcomes that are mapped to my particular subject that I have written here. And finally, that I have first identified which course outcome is matched to this particular PO. There is no rule that all the COs has to match to all the POs. So there is a some might be applicable to, some might be mapped to 2 POs or more than 2 POs, whatever it is. So this way that I have created one map. So course outcomes to program outcomes mapping. Then like this, I've elaborately written the justification for the COs to POs. Here I have written why the course outcome 1 is mapped to program outcome 1. Because it will recollect the basic concepts of the banking system and to find the extent appreciation, the importance of the PO1, financial system and program of organizing economy, management elements are all there. That's why it is mapped to course outcome 1. Like this, I have written some justifications why I am mapping this particular course outcome with that particular program outcome. So these are all the key components. Means suppose PO1 is there. Apply the knowledge of management theories and practices. So here, how many key components are all there? Management theories as well as management practices. 2 components. Again, this will key components will decides by the entire department. That is at department level. Key component competencies at departmental level. That is the COs with the POs program outcomes and the number of competency levels. It is attached to this one. And this is very, very important that next level, how, what are the internal examination related program outcomes, external related exams program outcomes, and the assignments, seminars, etc. Assessment methodologies like direct methodology and indirect methodology. After the syllabus, this is the topics that I have to cover and which are the reference, textbook references, everything that I have mentioned here. That is the one. So now is the PPT is visible? Jyoti, Rednam. Jyoti Madam Rednam. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. It's visible.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the course plannings, and these are all some of the open source tools that are available for you for the course planning. Insertlearning.com, corelearning.com, Fluid. So such kind of websites are all there to provide you the course planning. That's why. So that's we have learned about the course outcome, conceptual maps, and course planning. And next one, finally, we are going to be discussing about the course assessment. Course assessment. So now the course assessment critical components includes the learning objectives, assessment, and instructional strategies. So the learning objectives means, so why do I want students to know how to do when they leave this course? And after this one, I need to assess that what kind of tasks that we have given to the students and the learning objectives that I have identified from that concepts we have given to the students. So that is the based on these three components, we are going to be assessing the students' knowledge levels in this one. So once if we observe critical instructional activities which we have given to them, like assignments, we have given to them, any assignments we might have given to them, or we might have asked them to give the seminars, or we might have given some internal examinations, external examinations. So these are all the instructional activities which we have provided for them. And what are the resources that we have provided for them? Like that is the lecture notes, PPTs, etc. And how we are going to be measuring? Are we going to be measuring them directly, that is based on their marks which he has gained in this examination, or are we going to be assess them in indirect manner based on the question outcome based educational survey, and we can questioning the employers. So from the surveys, we can collect the information and what kind of the course technology we are all using. So open source tools that I've provided you in this previous one, using that open source tools, we can explain the concepts which are telling to the students. So that is the critical course components for this one. Why? After this one, we need to align all the elements in this one. That is connection between the learning objectives, learning activities, assessments, self-guidance. So especially if we are here and we have to tell them where they are all going to be, what needs to happen to them if they go to there. If we have created a visualization to them, then we can assess that particular elements in an effective manner. So here teaching activities has to assess with the using of the learning objectives, assessment techniques, and instructional activities. Okay, then we are going to be discussing about the three types of the assessment methods, that is summative assessment, interim assessment, and formative assessment. You can use any of the assessment methods. So generally the summative assessments will be at the end of the year, we can use them, and we can state what kind of assessment it is, like end examinations, internal examinations and external examinations, and measures the annual year percentage of the students and the compounded teachers accumulability and evaluations. And 6 to 8 weeks assessments in middle of that course. If we do that assessment, then it will be called as an interim assessments. Daily, if you check the knowledge levels of the students day-to-day activities basis, then that will be called as the formative assessments. We can choose any of this one, but what's my methodology is, it is better to assess daily. That cumulative of the daily assessments will be given as an interim assessment, and the cumulative of this interim assessment will goes up to the summative assessment of the student. That's my level of the methodology to assess that one. So these are all the procedural steps for this one. Identification of the program outcomes, direct assessment, course outcomes mapping, and we can assess even by using the indirect assessments. And finally, we can review how much of program is attained with that one. So have a look on this sample program assessment. Is the screen is visible?
No, slides are not visible, ma'am.
Screen is visible, sir. Screen.
No, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you please check now? Murali, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, now it is
How
visible.
is it visible?
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you, sir. See this course assessment form, which I have prepared a sample course assessment form. Sample course assessment form for this one. So first we have prepared the course outcomes for that subject. Then the program outcomes which are mapped to that course outcomes. Then the PO, and in the course plan itself that I have prepared this mapping table for the course outcomes to the program outcomes. How many COs and how they are mapped to the program outcomes. And from here onwards, this will be starts. That is for the internal and internal 1 and internal 2, as well as assignments. So internal 1, what questions they have asked based on the CO1. If they have asked any questions related to CO2, I would have mentioned here. They have not asked, so I am not mentioned, just it's a blank I'm leaving. And the questions which are related to the CO3, CO4, like this, they have prepared some of the elements which are related to the course outcomes and the questions which are based on that one. So based on that one, if the questions were asked and maximum, there is a threshold limit will be given by this NBA authorities. If 70% of the students have got 60% and above marks, the threshold, the attainment level, generally the attainment levels will be of 1, 2, 3. If it has attained at poor, it is 1. At medium level, if it has attained, it is 2. At a high level, if the students are all attained, it is 3. If 70% of the students have attained 60% and above marks, your attainment level will be 3. If 50 to 60% of the students have attained 50% of the marks, 50 to 55% of the 50 to 60% of the marks, then your attainment level will be 1. If 40 to 50% of the students have attained 40 to 50% of the marks, then your attainment level will be 1. Then maximum percent of the below 40% have gone, there is your attainment level will be 0. Based on that one, you can prepare an Excel sheet also. So number of students, their marks which have obtained, and we can write a small formula also in that one. So based on that one, we can have the attainment levels. See here, CO1, for this PO1 only 2.4 I have attained, because less number of people might have attempted that particular question. And finally, this like this we can prepare a chart, and the average of this one, course outcomes to the program outcomes. So this is a threshold one, assessment program outcomes. High level, if we have attained up to 2, can say that the course outcome has attained at high level. If it is between 2 to 2.5, we can say that it is at medium level, and it is below 2, we can say that it is at low level attainment. So mapping between the course outcomes to assessment tools. So summative one, how it has attained at the mid marks to this external, internal as well as external, and combinedly. So once if we see this one, it has attained 1.95 marks only. So it is a medium level that I have attained. So that course outcome. So because students have the capacity to capture that particular concept, then most of them have written that one, they would have attained maximum marks, then automatically my attainment level will be of very high. If it has attained at medium level, it's here the concept attainment levels will also be reduces. So like this, they have prepared from the direct assessment. Like this, from the indirect assessment also we can have the collection. So suppose we can ask them OB, outcome based education survey. It's a survey, can have a framework of the questions, and you can ask them, do you remember this particular course outcomes? So how you remember? So based on the response by the students, anyhow students won't give the genuine one, but we have to move and course outcomes to the PO outcomes. Finally, we can prepare this one. Combinedly, if we can have the course outcomes and how much direct assessment and indirect assessment, total how much attained this program level. And then these program outcomes will be attached to program educational levels. That I'll tell you. So generally, a program is there, like an MBA program is there, or BTech program is there. For this every program, there will be a vision and mission statements. Vision and mission statements. From this vision and mission, we will prepare program educational objectives. From this one, we can elaborately write program outcomes. These program outcomes has to attain through the courses only. It is attached to all the courses. So course outcomes. So course outcomes, if the course concept is learned by the student, he can attain that course outcome, and the course outcome is a part of the program outcome. The program outcome is going to be attaining the program educational objectives. Obviously, it is going to be reaching the vision and mission of the program. So that is the motto behind this assessment and how much we have attained. Suppose we have attained at a medium level. Here, if we see I have not attained at highest level. Next time, I will improve my conceptual delivery patterns to have the maximum concepts. That is the one. So is the PPT visible, or shall I have to? So open source tools, these are all you can note and insert learning for the course plannings, course learnings, fluid. So this will help you to prepare the course plannings and course assessment. Based on the course planning only, you can do this course assessment, everything by using these following steps. So that's about my concepts related to this course planning and course assessment. And next session, we'll have the discussion on regarding the Bloom's taxonomy level and how to write the higher order level of the concepts and everything. So as of today's class, if you have any doubts, you all can ask me. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Any doubts? Okay, all of you, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. So tomorrow we'll meet again with this new concepts. That is Bloom's
Thank you
taxonomy
so
level.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anuradha, sorry, Anu.
Yeah, Anu. Thank you.
Thank you. You're from?
Chennai, Crescent.
Okay. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here.
Thank you. So all of you have understood this one?
Professor, I have a doubt. May I ask that? In
Yeah,
your
sure.
institute, for this OBE calculations and everything, attainment calculation, do you use any special software kind of thing, or do you do it
We are
manually?
using the software, and we are using the software. So our programmer is there, he'll write the program. And we have one Excel sheet also. Manually, previously, for the 2 years, we have attained through this Excel sheets only, because we have prepared for that one by using the formulas and thing. And from the last year onwards, we are using a software.
May I know what is the software you are using?
Software is inbuilt, inculcated by our own programmers.
Okay. It is not
We have written one program, not from the outside. So
we have been using paid software. So
Okay,
I have purchased one, and then we have been using it. Whatever we have been discussing, everything is included there. So the faculty members who are there, who were working on it earlier, only we know the conceptual background which goes behind that. The new faculty members, they just because they are given this particular opportunity, they don't know, they don't understand these basic.
But they can understand what is the conceptual map. At least if they have learned this one, automatically what's their goal is attainment of the program. Is the basis from conceptual map. Conceptual map, if they introduce us at least with this FDP, then definitely attainment automatically comes. See, assessment is we are doing after postmortem we are doing, right?
Yes,
Assessment
postmortem.
is postmortem we are doing. What is an important one? Conceptual map. That's why I have more stressed on the conceptual map.
And one more thing, when it comes to indirect measurement, what is the weightage you usually give for the, because the feedback what we get from the students, it will be not unbiased.
In our institutional level, we are preferring with a logical thing, 30% for the internal examination, 70% from the external ones.
Okay.
Because internal marks are giving by this.
What I am asking is indirect measure. So what you are discussing is a direct measure.
Parents survey, employer survey, outcome based surveys we are all collecting, and exit surveys.
Okay. So what is the weightage you give for that?
20%. 80% to the direct, 20% to the indirect.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Because we know that when we are doing the surveys, they won't give the genuine information.
Yeah, that is why. Because last year we also have just put 20%. So I just want to check how you are doing.
Yeah, we have balanced with 80% for the direct and 20%